Hello everyone, I'm Batpan, a bat who uses pan to cook and poison his enemies. In this series of videos, I'll show you guys the functions I wanted from my game and the way I got them to work in my upcoming game. So in this video, we'll see how we can have different footsteps on different surfaces. We'll be using the first-person controller from the Unity standard assets, which has been deleted from the asset store, but don't worry, I'll leave a link in the description or the comment section for you guys to download. So without wasting time, let's start the video. So as I said before, we're going to be doing this on an FPS controller, which is given in the Unity standard assets, which is not downloadable now in the Unity asset store, but I'll leave a link in the description or comment section so you guys can download that asset, which was a free asset. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create different footsteps. For example, I created a very easy scene. I know it doesn't seem logical, but this part is wood and this part is dirt. So when we're on this part, we want to hear wood's footsteps, and when we're on this dirt or any other place dirt section, we want to be able to hear the dirt footstep. For that, I added some sounds. For wood, I had only one. So for the dirt, I have walk and run, different sounds. You can put different sounds, or you can use the same one. But I prefer using different sounds, so it sounds more natural. We go to our FPS controller. We go and look for FPS first-person controller script. We click on it. We then click on this first-person controller, which is gonna get us to the code. Or if you want to go to the code by yourself, you can go to your assets, standard assets, characters, first person, and go to the scripts. There is the first person controller script. You double click on it to open it up. I'm gonna add some parts here. I've added a part here for a fix I made in my previous videos. You can come down here, and I'm gonna say footsteps. Added part for footsteps. What we want to check first is if we are on a wooden surface. To do that, we're gonna make a public boolean. I'm gonna name it on wooden surface, which is equal to false by default because we're on dirt at the start of the game. And you have to make it public so you can access it from another code. You'll know in the upcoming minutes. The FPS controller actually has one array of footsteps. We're gonna be using the original one for the walking on a dirt sound, but we need to create 3 more for running on dirt, walking on wood, and running on wood. So to create 3 of those, I'm gonna make them serialized field. So to say serialized field, so we can give them from outside the code. So we say serialized field private audio clip. You're gonna have to put this. It's gonna make an array of them. I'm gonna name it M underline run footsteps, which means run on dirt footsteps. I'm gonna name it run footsteps. I'll create another serialized field for private audio clip M underline walk wood footsteps. I'll duplicate this for M underline run with footsteps. So we have 3 different array of audio clips for running on dirt, walking on wood, and running on wood. And we had one from before, which we're gonna use for walking on dirt. This was how we can add our audio to the script. Then we're gonna go and look for a part. It is here. As you guys see, it is here. It says private void play footstep audio. So in here, we don't actually touch the original code. We're gonna check something. We're first gonna check if we are on a wooden surface. So we say if on wooden surface is equal to false. We open something. We go down here and say else if on wooden surface is equal to true. So we have 2 conditions. We're either off a wooden surface or we're on a wooden surface. So we're either on a dirt or on a wood. So when we're on a dirt, which is equal to, on wooden surface is equal to false. So when we're not on a wood, we're on the dirt. So in here, we're gonna check if we're actually walking or running. So the first person controller script has something to check for if we're walking or running. So it's called M underline walking is walking. We can use this to check if we're walking or running. So we say if is walking is equal to true. If we're actually walking, then we're gonna say else if M underline is walking is equal to false. So here we say walk on dirt. This one is actually run on dirt. We're gonna add this tool for this one as well. So we say if M underline is walking is equal to true, else if M underline is walking is equal to false. So this is going to be walk on wood. This is going to be run on wood. If we're not on a wooden surface, we're on a dirt. So it goes inside. If we're walking, then it is walking on the dirt. If we're running, then we're running on the dirt. If we're not on a dirt, it means we're on a wood. We go inside and check if we're actually walking. If we're walking, it is called walk on wood. And if we're running, it is actually run on wood. So I'm going to use the original audio clips as my walking on dirt. Under here, I'm going to cut everything and I'm going to paste it on walk on dirt. So this was for walk on dirt. We're going to say run on dirt. For run on dirt, we're going to, create something like this. So everything is the same, but I'm going to, change the names and, the audio clips we're taking the sound from. So we say int, I'm going to name it T. Up there it is N, I'm just going to name it T. I'm going to say equal to random dot range, which is going to take a number from 1 to M underline run footsteps, which is our dirt run footsteps dot length. If we have 10 sounds, then it's going to take 1 to 10. For the next part, we're going to say M underline audio source dot clip. The sound which we're going to give the audio source is equal to M underline run footsteps. The T we gave it. For example, the int T, for example, it chooses 2 or 1, then we put the 1 inside the T. So we go down, we say M underline audio source, M underline audio source dot play one shot. So it's gonna play the audio. What it's gonna play? It's gonna play M underline audio source dot clip. The clip we gave it. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna take one audio from your array and it's gonna put it inside the audio source. Then it's gonna play that audio inside the audio source. For the next 2 lines, we're gonna say we're gonna put the audio we played inside the array number 0, so it doesn't play, the sound it just played. So it wouldn't, repeat the sound it played. To create that, we say M underline run footsteps number T is equal to M underline run footsteps array of number 0. So it's gonna put that into number 0. Then it's gonna say M run footsteps number 0 is equal to M underline audio source dot clip. It's gonna put that inside the clip. I just did what this guy did and did it for my other audios. You're gonna do this for this one and this one. For this one, I'm gonna do these one fast. I explained them up here, so I'm just gonna write them down here. We say int f is equal to random dot range equal to 1 from 1 to M underline walk wood footsteps dot length. Then it is gonna be M underline audio source clip is equal to M underline walk wood footsteps f. So this is what I did for the walking on wood. I'm gonna do it for running on wood as well. So I'm gonna say int G, I'm gonna name it G. So I finished this here. This was the code for it. You're gonna have to add this part because as I tested it in my actual game, it introduced the bug. You guys can fix that by saying M audio source dot stop right before it actually uses the next. You're just gonna have to add this part to fix the bug. So we actually created this inside the first person controller script. We go out of the script, we go to the FPS controller. As you guys see, it needs the footstep sounds, which we're gonna say 0. This is our actual walk on dirt sound. This is our run on dirt sound. This is walk with footsteps. This is run with footsteps. So we have 10 of walking on dirt sound. We can make it 10 and give it 1 by 1. So for example, I go to my sounds, footsteps, dirt, walking on dirt. We have 10 sounds. We can give them 1 by 1, which is gonna take a lot of time. So I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm gonna make this 0. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna lock it from here. You see this lock icon. You can press it. You can come down here. You can select all of these. You can take from number 1 and you're gonna drag and drop it onto this here. It's gonna give it automatically from 1 to 10. As you guys see, it is a faster way of doing that. So for running on dirt, I'm gonna go run on dirt. I'm gonna add it the same way. For the wood, I have only one sound, but you can add 2 different sounds, but I'm gonna use 1 sound for both of them. It won't introduce any bugs. I did this for the sake of the tutorials, because if you guys have 2 sounds, you know what to do. So this is what I created. So how we can check if we're actually on a wooden surface and not on a dirt, it's actually pretty easy. It's my way of doing it. There's of course better way of doing it. I personally use this method for my game. You guys can use this too. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a cube. I'm gonna add a 3D cube. I'm gonna take this lock so I can go to my cube transforms. If you lock it, you can't go to other properties. You're gonna unlock it, then you can go to wherever you want. So there's my cube. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna scale it until it is on the wooden surface. So you can go here, you can press T to open this tab, or you can press R to open this. I'm gonna press T. This is way easier. You can put it here. You go here, you make it is trigger, so it works as a cube collider that you can go inside, and it's gonna work like an event trigger. Like I told you guys in my previous video, you can deactivate the mesh render so you can see if we are inside this or outside this. I'm gonna put the player right around here. We add another script. We're gonna call it check wooden surface. We open this up. We don't actually need void update and start. We just need a reference to our first person controller script. So to give it a reference, we're gonna first say using Unity standard assets .characters.first person. So it knows what a first person controller script is. So we say public first person controller script. I'm gonna name it FPS controller. Then we go here, we say void on trigger enter. It says, it checks for when we're inside the cube. Then we say void on trigger exit. So it says we're outside the cube. When we're inside the cube, we're gonna say to our first person controller code that we're inside the cube. To say that, we actually created a boolean which we made public so we can access from other codes. It's on wooden surface. So when we're inside the cube, which means we're on a wooden surface. So we say FPS controller dot on wooden surface, a boolean which is public. You have to make it public so you can change it from here, equal to true. So when we're here, when we're inside the cube collider, we're actually on a wooden surface. And when we're outside of it, we say FPS controller dot on wooden surface is equal to false. So when we're outside of it, we're actually outside of a wooden surface. So this will actually do the job. We're just gonna select our cube, which we're gonna give it our check wooden surface code. It's gonna need an FPS controller script. You can press this circle here to select it, or you can actually, drag and drop your FPS controller here. I'm gonna make it louder. See? This is for running. See? This is for walking. This is running. When we're on a wood, as you can see, as you guys see, the footstep on the dirt is different from the footstep on the wood. So this was an easy way of adding different footsteps on different surfaces in your game. I'm gonna go think about something for the end of the video, as I did in my previous videos. So this is what I created for the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.